you are still in meeting, like you're free for like I have need like 2-3 minutes.
Sure. Go ahead. Tell me. I'm free now.
I just find a reply regarding a position of project manager. You just replied on my email that it's a 1-year contract position and the location is Dallas, Texas. And the client name is Southern Glazers, Wine and Spirits. So it's a on-site role position from day one.
All right.
So you are comfortable to do on-site?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
On this requirement, the client looking for experience in data warehouse. So how many years you are experience in data warehouse?
No, 4+ years.
How many?
4+ years.
4+ years, that's great. So please, I can do 60 to 65 per hour comfortable for this role. So is it comfortable for you?
Sure.
Hello?
Yes,
so
I'm fine with that.
Information of 65 per, yeah, I sent you the rate comes of 65 per hour comfortable. Please confirm money tender. And
Sure.
What is your current location?
Texas.
Texas. And you are currently working with like Charles Schwab.
That's right.
Austin, Texas. Is it your current project?
Yes.
Okay. So I sent you the rate confirm. Yeah, I sent you the rate confirmation. Please confirm the rate.
All right, will do.
With the client name, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello and welcome to Experimental Lab. This is the daily show with JK. I'm JK. Stop now. Stop now, Amar. Stop now. You have joined on time. I started a minute ago and I was going to have some fun with the recruiter. He kept calling to one of our profiles. So that is what I was trying to do. And we had some exciting time in terms of having the conversation with our teammates, having mock interviews, and also the sample screening interview that one of our teammates gave. I was preparing that, getting it ready to play that out for today. And I believe we have Iftikhar as well. Am I right?
Yeah, right.
So why don't you join with us, Iftikhar? You are still shy, or you are still working on the Peter Parker Spider-Man?
I have joined right here.
Yeah. Right. So this is how we get the voicemail from the recruiters. I was just playing that out and also waiting for Rithika to join. Probably he might think that like we will screw up his image. So let's more time to come on video. If not, that's fine. Again, I was taking the call with the recruiter right on time on starting the show. So it looks like he has been calling us continuously to get a confirmation on the rate part and also to submit it to the client. So the regular show is going on. So meanwhile, if we get any call, we will stop our recording and we will take that thing. So I'm going to play this video.
Hey, hi.
Can you hear me?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Can you come on camera?
Sure. Is it visible now?
I can't hear you that well.
Hold on a sec. Is it okay now?
Sorry about that.
Okay, something at your end?
I think that's better, but
Okay,
This is Tammy Candace. Hi. She is the account director for the charter account. She manages or works with people throughout the whole country at multiple locations. So yeah, Tammy, Manny, I'm Manny.
hey, hi.
Good morning. So I don't have your resume up in front of me, but why don't you, let me tell you a little bit about the role. And then we can talk a little bit about where your expertise kind of lie in relation to that role.
Sure.
So we're working, we currently have a team of consultants on the ground with Charter. It's a team of about 16. It's a team of 16. And this is a pretty large team. And what we're looking for is really like a project manager / engagement manager to help with resource management, making sure that the consultants are hitting their KPIs, helping them with any technical direction that they might need, building PTO requests and sick time, and are they coming into the office on time, and who's doing a mock overnight, and and really at the end of the day, who's struggling and how can we help them, right? It's really kind of a lead role, if you will, right? Now these people won't report to you, but they're not blind, right? So can you pull this out so I can have a resume back up? So
Sure. So let me start. So I have about 15 years of experience as a project manager as well as Scrum Master. During the role, I have a shared responsibility of project manager as well as Scrum Master. That means end-to-end delivery from requirements to implementation to releases. Then in addition to that, people management, like you mentioned about who's on it, who's not on it, PTOs, managing team capacity, people jumping in from devs to QAs, hey, I've got a guy short, I cannot release. So managing things like that, that is my role, ensuring that every team has the required capacity, everything is sorted from an overall point of view, because from team's point of view, they just take PTOs and the managers have to manage it. So I'm the guy who manages the resource allocation whenever there's a resource short for any project, or let's say a sprint or a couple of days. And then apart from that, I also monitor the implementation that requires ensuring that we are delivering quality product on time, we are not missing any deadlines. And before that, I also am involved with the requirements part. So all the BAs, talking to product owners, other product owners, and ensuring that all the requirements are jotted down and we are communicating and ensuring that everything is transparent and visible throughout the project. Then getting feedbacks from the customers after the release is done so that we can help out the team in getting the feedback what they need to improve on. Apart from that, as a Scrum Master, I am responsible for implementation part on the team. So facilitating daily scrums and sprint planning, sprint retro, things like that. I'm also responsible for, and it also I'm also basically responsible for end-to-end delivery plus quality delivery on time. So that is my overall role. And with respect to your requirements, I am currently managing people management. So resource allocation, who's not going in, who's not going out, the attendance approvals, the weekly time offs, and planning those with other team members and ensuring that everyone's capacity is properly allocated.
Okay, talk to me about the projects that you've been on. Have you ever been on a network infrastructure project in relation to router switches, load balancers, firewalls, things like that?
Yeah, sure. So I have worked mostly in banks and insurance and pharma division. So they have, I mean, they particularly work on that only, dealing with firewalls, dealing with multiple releases and ensuring that things are going on time and with the process, because in banking domain or pharma domain, this is, or insurance even, this is the most prominent thing that we are doing releases, which are, I mean, this is like directly customer in-client related data, right? Nothing can break because a lot of customers will be affecting on it. So yeah, I mean, mostly all the projects are like that.
Okay.
Can you come again? Your voice got low. Your voice is getting distorted a bit. Which model?
The OSI model.
OSI, no, I'm not aware of that. So I've been worked with a couple of models. I've worked with Agile, Waterfall. In Agile, I've worked in Kanban. I've worked in Scrum. There's also an iterative model that's being followed, and I'm also aware of that. So basically, I'm also a certified Scrum Master. So adapting to things is my forte, so that shouldn't be any problem.
Okay. Do you know what a Cisco Nexus box is?
Yes, I am aware of that, but just from requirements point of view, so not even requirements point of view. So like in my current project in Bank of America, we do work on something similar to that, but it is just on a higher level. We work on integrating 2 or 3 releases with respect to that. So our requirements are basically if each of the networks are properly communicating with each other, or they are properly communicating with ARTs, but not on a technical point of view. It's like so from a broader point of view, we do know like who's communicating with whom, but from an overall point of view, there are a couple of teams that is involved in that.
So you said you're working, Bank of America worked on something similar. What was the similar?
So we use ARTs for networking.
You use what?
ARTs.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, not an issue. So for each point of communication, we use node protocol. So what that means is that there are a couple of nodes and there are a couple of servers which are attached to them. And for communicating with each other, we have created a protocol wherein we can map everything that's being communicated and track them.
And what devices were on the nodes?
They are dedicated servers, internal servers.
Okay. Have you ever been involved in a project where you've done, updates on load balancers or firewalls or routers and switches? I mean, on the devices themselves, and created the mocks and gone through the change orders and really, where you need to update 400 appliances.
I would say not like that. So it's like so the devices, I mean, the releases that we do usually don't go live in a single go. They're like 18-month releases or like 1-year releases. So we don't track on that level, like what is the effect that is being there. We just work on like,
Like it's more from a software level.
yes.
Okay. What questions do you have for me?
Yeah, I mean, so what this project is all about? So is it like more involved from hardware point of view, or we just talking about
Yes,
software?
it's very network focused and very hardware focused. So it's layers 1, 2, 3, and 5 in the OSI model.
Mhm.
And so really having a really good knowledge and understanding of how networks talk to each other is key.
Yeah, now that you,
It's hard to help the team if someone doesn't understand the work that's taking place, right? And this is a very technical team.
yeah, now that you mentioned it, I did work on something similar in Nokia in 2010, I think. So we worked on different levels of OSI model, like we don't work on physical layers, but the transport layer and then networking layer in particular. We used to work on that as a in one project, but that's a long time back. So I do know the different layers, all the 7 layers. But if you ask me in more details, like what did you do in that? So I don't recall that, to be honest. But I do get the point. So it is related to you must be working on some transport layer, networking layer, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So that you guys will also work on like application layer or the layer above, or just
Not in this particular, no.
okay.
But we can certainly keep our eyes open for something that would be, more in your area. You're also a certified Scrum Master, and I hate to see you in a role where you're not going to be able to utilize that. So I think that we should look for other areas that would be a better fit.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is a very different role. It's more of an engagement manager role, and I think that with your qualifications, we should definitely get you closer to the Scrum Master, area. So,
Okay. I
certainly
mean,
appreciate your time today.
yeah. I mean, if that's what you think, then it's fine. But I'm also open to this role as well.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying that I'm also open to this role if you guys think that it's fit. I mean, from my point of view, it's both. Like I'm currently doing engagement as well, like people management or resource allocation. But it's fine. I mean, I appreciate your time in having this call.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
So what do you guys think about it? So now probably others will be confident, right? So the interview video will not be shared to the public with all the identities, and most of the time, like that which we are going to share, the confidential information will be on member only channel. and you guys can see that like how we can bluff through and get through interviews is not an easy thing, right? So even if you are confident and you take interviews, you can see the struggle the teammate was having, right? Switching between the screen in spite of being on camera, trying to pull the resume probably in a different screen. That is not going to really help us out. That is where like we just need to be prepared. Again, it's easy for us like to comment, right? So anyone who just says like, oh, you guys are doing fraud, this is not right. Come on, have you tried it? Just for the sake of fun, right? Why don't you try and show us like how is it easy, right? So it's not easy, and people are trained and who are capable of doing this, as we were discussing this before, Amar, right? You remember that? And probably Iftikhar is new and he may not be aware of it, right? So even people do the voiceover, right? So just Amar will be sitting there, and instead of him talking, he doesn't have the knowledge. So if I have the knowledge, I'll be talking and he will just move his lips, lip syncing, just like how in movies, right? Actors act and then they do this dubbing, and also some other people will give a voiceover. So even that they have done to clear the interviews. But I couldn't prove that in our experiment because it's too hard for us to get that syncing. And I was trying my best to train Amar to do that. That's why I keep asking you to come on video.
We'll certainly will come.
Yes, so that's okay, right? So you tell me, right? What do you think? How did our teammate handle this interview, right? It's a screening interview as well as an opportunity to work. Again, it's not a screening interview. We didn't know that because there was two people sitting next to. This was the first time we see this kind of thing. The recruiter was there, and as well as like, okay, we are getting a call. Let me go with that call. Hello.
I'm speaking with Manikandan.
Yes, speaking. Who is this?
This is Vinay from Randstad Technologies. I've called you regarding a job position. Are you currently available in the market?
Yeah, who is the client?
So, having an IT PM position. The client name is Frost National Bank. They're from St. Antonio, Texas. This is a 100% remote position, and they need a candidate from Texas region.
Okay, you said Frost Bank, if I'm not wrong. Is that right?
Yes, Frost National Bank. Yes.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, I'm okay, open to that. Is it a contract or a full time?
Yes, it's a contract position for 6 months.
All right. So what will be the contract pay rate?
The max pay they can offer is $55 an hour W2 along with all the benefits.
Okay, why don't you shoot me an email? Where you are calling from?
I'm calling from Randstad Technologies.
I mean, in US or in offshore?
No, it's an offshore, yes.
Offshore. Where in India, I believe, right? You are in India.
Yes, I'm from India. Yeah. So it is from Hyderabad.
Okay. All right. So have you sent an email to me before, or this is the first time you are reaching out?
No, this is the first time. I think I'm having an email address with me. It's manikandan76@gmail.com.
Why don't you text me your this is your mobile number or office number? I can send you my email. How did you find my resume, right? How did you get my information?
I think you previously worked with Randstad, so we're having your profile in here. So
Oh, okay. All right. probably that was an older email. I don't have access to that anymore. So I'll text you my email to this number. Is this your mobile number?
No, this is not my mobile number. Can you spell it out for me so that I can?
So you have my resume, right? My first and last name is there, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Send it to that first and last name at Gmail.
Shivashankar Manikandan at gmail.com.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. And like, what is your work authorization? Like, are you an US citizen or are you a green card?
Green card.
That's great. So I'll be sending you the RTR right away. If you could acknowledge that, and if you could send me your updated resume, that would be very great.
Sure, I'll do that.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
Take care. Bye. Oh, the non-stop call today. Hello. Can you speak a little bit louder? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better.
Sir, I was waiting for your details. I have already sent RC and the RTR.
All right, I'll reply. Give me a few minutes. I'm in a meeting.
Okay, thank you.
So this I made a mistake. This is for Peter. Peter Parker, you are
Right.
So this is what happens in our show, right? If we mess up with different lines, so we end up picking up all the calls.
Yes. Calls. I mean, in fact, sometimes if they ask for resume, mistakenly if different resume is being sent, they called. We got a reference from him. He told you about your number, and then keeps calling.
That's fine, right? So that is one thing, right? Even if you
We-
have shared the information sometime, that's exactly what happened with this guy, right? Randstad is one of the biggest staffing agency, recruiting firm, and they also operate in the same model, just like all the other smaller companies. They do have this offshore model, and this recruiter admitted that he is from Hyderabad, from India. And let's see, like if he is sending an email, I'll pull that email, I'll show this to our audience. So what does it says and how does they work? Okay, before the calls, right? I was asking about
How was the interview? We are talking about it. How was the interview? How was the interview? Yes, you are asking about it.
go for it.
Interview was absolutely, it was fine. He was trying to answer on his best effort basis. However, when they moved to the technical part, actually they were asking some networking questions regarding OSM model, wherein 7 layers are there, like application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, physical layer. So out of them, he was able to answer only transport layer. Rest, I believe he's not part of the technical part or networking background. He's not from networking background. So the next the interview questionnaire is or the direction has been completely changed.
Yes, so he drove himself into that, right? So again, when he was given instruction about like what type of role that is, he could have stuck with that, right? That lady
Correct.
clearly mentioned that, saying that it was a networking related project and more hardware related switches, routers, and connecting. Those technical team that is working on it, he has to be an engagement manager and manage those resources, right? It's just the jargon that he needs to know. He doesn't have to worry about it, but he fell into that trap, and he exposed himself saying that like he is not comfortable on that. That was the mistake. Otherwise, like he was trying to solidify, saying that like he's available and he has handled different things, and he was trying to spin around things, but then it didn't work out. Anyway, that was fun. Again, it's a learning curve, it's an experience for him. Maybe the next time he will not do those mistakes. All right, so as we just coming to end of this show, we can share that information, the call that we just had with him, and he did send the email, right, saying that $55 per hour, and wanted a confirmation. And it clearly, he doesn't, to safeguard, right? So there is no address in that. And they just put it as like, what do you call, like, you guys can see that's right. Technical recruiter, offshore services. They clearly mentioned it, offshore services, and not giving any room for saying that it's a US number. Instead, like giving it as like a phone, 10 digit, very smart way, right? Randstad is like operating it in a very smart way. So this is what I wanted to share before we finally end today's show. Unless Amar and Iftikhar has anything to share.
No, I have nothing to share now.
Ask you one thing, that did you receive any phone call from the recruiter except India?
Yes, I believe I received one from Pakistan, right? So that was a lucky one, just only one. Rest all are Indian companies, right? It is operated from India because every business, right? So whoever has the lead, upper hand and edge, they dominate it. So the monopoly kind of thing is in this is taken over by the Indians, right? So no offense, again, we are not attacking Indians. Indians are really smart people, good people, but they are capable of doing bad things. That's all we have to say here. All right, bye for now.
All right.